Hey, 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 what's up, everybody? It is the Ace Michaels Show. And today, I want to start off by talking about these G-damn hackers. Listen, man, it's getting to the point where you can't answer anything from anybody that you don't know. I got a phone call in the middle of the night last night, guy claiming to be with Yahoo and says that there's something going on with my Yahoo Mail and I have to verify all this information because somebody's trying to hack me. And I started talking to him, and some of the questions that he was asking made me realize that, wait a minute, you're the one trying to hack me. Listen, you can't do it anymore. Those days are over. The days of blind trust over the phone and over the social media, that's gone the way of the grandma. We cannot do that anymore, guys. We got to be like diligent. We got to check these fools. I think if somebody calls you out of the blue, the first thing you have to do is get their name, their title, their phone number, and call them back. And if they answer that, that's a good sign, at least a kind of a sign. But anyway, I digress. If you have an idea, a thought, or opinion on it, I'd love to hear it. You're welcome to contact the show. We need to do a show on this about these hackers, the G-damn hackers. They're everywhere, man. It seems like it's going nuts and crazy. Today on the show, my guest, Sarah Rose, is with us today. Sarah, how you doing? And welcome to the Ace Michael Show.
Good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, man, I'm excited to have you here. I can only imagine what the two of our brilliant minds are going to come up with today. Mostly your brilliant mind. My brilliant mind will just kind of take credit for your brilliant mind's access. So it is International Women's Month. We're almost out of it. We got one more day left, 24 hours left of International Women's Month. And I always want to ask my beautiful women that come on the show, like yourself, what does International Women's Month mean to you as a woman?
Means independence, the fact that we can work and do things for ourselves, standing up for women, women's rights, everything like that.
But can you really, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, women still don't get paid as much as men in most places. Some women don't have some of the same rights as men, even in 2023. So as a woman, I mean, you have to know that, right? You know
Yes.
that. And how does that affect you?
I mean, it seems like things are getting better and better and things are getting more fair. So I have faith that in the future it'll be more fair and hopefully women will get the same pay as men.
Yeah, that's a good, healthy philosophy. And two, you guys now can be Marvel superheroes. You can be Star Wars superheroes. And that's really what counts, isn't it? No, I'm kidding.
Exactly.
So now you have a unique thing that you do in the entertainment industry, in that you're working in Vegas. You're doing like hostessing, and well, you tell it. I can't tell it better than you. You tell us what you're all up to.
Right now I'm doing a lot of the trade shows. So I just did the Bar and Restaurant Expo. I recently did ASD, TPE, and then CES, which is a better known one, the Consumer Electronics Show in January. So basically I'm a brand ambassador.
Nice.
I promote the brand. Certain brands I help sell the product, and then some I just help promote it. So a lot of that work, some modeling, and then some hair and makeup too.
And so you're doing all these things. Now, are you doing all of these from passion, or some of these just gig jobs that you're doing because you got to make money?
I'd say passion, definitely with the hair and makeup. And then actually I worked one event and then that helped me get into the trade shows. And I really enjoy it because I really enjoy talking to new people every day, educating them, giving them information, and then all the people that I work with. They're really friendly and nice.
Now, just out of curiosity, when you do this type of work, you're what's called being your own boss. I mean, I don't think there's any more definition of being your own boss than doing what you're doing. What's it like to be your own boss? Don't you have to kind of be more disciplined than if you had just a regular job?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't really just take days off, especially if you don't feel like going to work, something like that. You always have to be there, always be there on time. I say if you're on time, you're late, so you want to be there early. Definitely be prepared when you come. Learn about the brand before you go there, or with whatever you're doing beforehand if you don't know what you're doing. Because sometimes I go to a job and I'm not sure exactly what my task is for the day, and then I have to wait until I get there. But yeah.
So is there a lot of preparation that goes into, like, let's say you get booked for a convention for next weekend. Like, you really, I didn't even know you had to learn the brand. I guess that makes sense. But see, I'm a lazy person, so I don't really, what I'm saying? But so you have to learn, like, research the brand and everything?
Usually they will teach you on site. Some require you to do training outside. Like the one that I just did, they required us to do training online and we had to pass a test and everything.
Oh my God.
And then remember some of the information. But then also once we arrived, they went over it too, which helped a lot. So they'll give you a basics, and then when you do it the first time, you kind of know. Some people have done it before, so they'll help you out. And then when you do it again, you know what you're doing.
And do you have any crazy job story to share with us? Like one that was just outrageous or funny or fun or interesting?
Well, I guess CES was pretty fun. Barbara from Shark Tank came there at our booth because I guess that the brand that I was helping promote, they were on Shark Tank. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Nothing too crazy that I can think of yet.
And I would think that this leads to some bigger, better things because you meet a lot of interesting people, some corporate people, some people that have some good finances going on and some good stability. So you meet these people at these conventions and whatnot, and who knows, like maybe somebody says, hey, can you work with us on another project or something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm booked for NAB, which is the National Broadcasting. I forgot what the A is. Broadcasting show. And I heard that there'll be a lot of people from news channels and different broadcasting channels. So that'll be cool to make connections with them because I do a lot of acting work too.
Now, is that your thing? Like you want to get discovered at one of these events, or you want to network up the ladder and become a successful actress?
Yeah, I definitely want to network and go further. I don't know if I'd want to be a famous actress or anything, but definitely to get better roles, more actual parts than just background work would be really cool.
It's interesting too because now you're from the Midwest. You're from Chicago, right?
Yep, in the Chicago area.
And I'm from Kansas City, and I've always heard, anyway, I've heard from the casting circles that they like to cast Midwestern actors because they say we don't have an accent. Like we don't have an East Coast accent or a West Coast accent. We kind of fall in a place where our lines can be, Brad Pitt's from the Midwest, and so is Don Johnson.
Yeah.
And I think George Clooney as well, or at least George Clooney lived in the Midwest for a while. I don't know that he's quote unquote from the Midwest, but I thought that was interesting when I heard that.
Yeah.
So you're doing your thing. Is that why you came to Vegas?
No, actually for family. Then I went to cosmetology school, and then after I joined these Facebook groups from after going to school, that's when I discovered the modeling groups and the acting, and all that kind of collided with each other.
And so how long have you been in Vegas?
7 years now.
So you're going to stay?
Yeah, that's my plan. Family's here. Can't go anywhere.
You love it that much?
Yeah, I do like it a lot. There's always just something different and interesting here. And a lot of people come here too. So I have friends from the Chicago area and they'll come here all the time. Or friends from here that moved other places, they'll always come back to visit, which is nice.
And people will always come to Vegas. Like my mom, when I was living in LA, I'd be like, Mom, why don't you come to LA? And she'd be like, and then I was like, Mom, I'm living in Vegas. She's like, oh, well, I can be out there anytime. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. You need to have a casino to make you want to come see your son. I understand. But anyway, okay, so you're doing your thing. What are the challenges of this type of profession? I'm sure there's people listening to the show today that would like to do the same type of thing. So what are the challenges? What's the downside?
Sometimes certain companies won't pay you for about a month, but they do let you know ahead of time, so at least that's nice. But sometimes I've had this before where I was booked for a show for 3 days and then they just decide to cancel it. They don't need the extra help. Sometimes they'll actually find somebody else and they don't want to tell you that. And then they put them in the place, whatever it is. They have their own reasoning. But
that's
that
got to be a
happen.
little bit of a bite. Like if you're planning on making 3 days worth of work and you only end up making 1 day worth of work or 2 days, and then you can't just fill it in with another thing because these conventions don't happen every day, right? So if you were booked for one for 3 days, you knew that 2 or 3 weeks in advance, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so then, yeah.
I was going to say, sometimes you can find something last minute, and then I have these group chats of a bunch of other girls that do it too, and we'll all help each other out. And we always say, hey, we saw something, you should apply, or they need somebody last minute. So I'm very thankful for that.
And then you also do makeup. So tell me a little bit about, because I've always wanted to ask a makeup artist this, like, why makeup? Like, it seems like such a subjective art form. Like, because different people like different things. And so as a makeup artist, you've got to figure out, like, you have to literally have to get in the head of the model and figure out what you think looks good on them, what they think looks good on them, and then what actually looks good on the camera.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why communication is really, really important, because if you communicate the look that you want, you can always show them throughout the service, ask if they like it, see if there's anything they want you to change. The one thing, too, that I like makeup over hair, at least cutting and coloring. If they don't like it, it's usually an easy fix. You can just take it off and fix it, and then it's done in the same service.
And you're a licensed cosmetologist?
Yes.
So you've gone through the whole thing. I mean, this is your career at this point. This is not something that's a stepping stone thing. You're really doing this.
Yeah, more so with the trade show stuff for sure, and the modeling, more so than the hair and makeup, but I still do it pretty often.
And so you still get calls yourself to be a model?
Yeah.
And for those, do you do your own hair and makeup, or you use someone else?
Yeah, sometimes I've collaborated with other makeup artists, and sometimes I've had them do it for shoots. So.
What's your favorite style of modeling?
I would definitely say fashion. I like a lot of fitness stuff.
Oh, that's cool. And who's the best photographer that you've worked with, your favorite photographer so far?
Oh, that would be really, really hard to say because I have so many favorites out here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you've worked with so many photographers that you have a lot of different people. Name a few people that you go ahead and give them an endorsement right now.
Thinking of Jesse and Bobby. Jesse's the photographer. Bobby helps out. They were one of the first couples that I started with. Lloyd Putnam was actually the first one that I worked with on a TFP shoot, which is trade for print or trade for photo. Mm-hmm. He's a really good photographer. Mike Didasco was also really good. He was the one that shot a lot of pictures that I used to submit to gigs and still do to this day.
I know Mike. He's
yeah?
very, very talented photographer. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he
Not
is. He's
saying
really
that
great.
the other people aren't. I'm sure they are fabulous as well. But Mike's name I know. So interesting. So now I've never been a model. So when you first go to the photo shoot, your first couple of ones, aren't there butterflies in your stomach?
Yeah, I mean, at least the first time I was kind of nervous because I never worked with somebody alone, but actually Lloyd was really professional. We were going to go to Valley of Fire, but I remember I didn't know if I was going to have phone service out there. Mm-hmm. So I asked him if we could meet at a park instead, and he said that was completely fine. Mm-hmm. And then as long as the photographer is professional, and now I do more of the trade shows anyways, more than the shoot, so I don't have to worry too much about that. But usually I'll do it outside or at least get a few references on them.
And is that a real danger, like photographers not being professional? Or this is the second part of my question, or photographers may just be getting a bad reputation or a bad stereotype, not even a reputation, but there's certain industries where people go, okay, if this guy is driving a white truck, van with no markings on it, he could be a great guy, but he needs to get a better car. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just running into the stereotype. That's going to happen no matter what. You can't drive through our neighborhood in a white unmarked van. Sorry, sir. But do you think that photographers are really that bad, or are they just getting a bad rep?
No, well, actually, now that you say it, another one of my favorite photographers, he has a white van, now that I just thought about it, but he's actually very, very professional, and I would never judge him based off that, but yeah, I guess as long as the person's professional, you kind of know from the start, if they're asking for too much personal information.
Interesting.
Yeah, then it kind of gets weird and can get weirder from there. So it's best to keep it professional just about the shoot, and if they keep it just about the shoot, the time you're meeting, confirm to check in, then that's fine. Then I know it's pretty much going to go fine.
I think there was a thing like let's say the 60s and the 70s. I think photography was a career that was pretty much given to sexual exploration, just like if you were a manager of a band in the 60s, it was pretty much given that you could be like, hey, groupies, you're going through me if you want to meet the band. That's the way it goes. And I'm happy to say that I think we're in a different era now. The Me Too movement has definitely helped that. I think the problems that Harvey Weinstein and people like him have had definitely changed the industry in the sense that we don't look at women or younger people in a way that they can be predatory subjects, you know. But I want to say also, is that a real thing even? Like, I've never been a woman, so I don't know what women go through. I've never had any trouble with women in my studios, but that doesn't mean that I don't know people who could be predators and they don't talk to me about it because that's something they do in private. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it seems like the modeling community here really looks out for each other. So if there's somebody that other models are saying are unsafe, they'll tell other people and it'll be passed around so people know and know to be cautious, which is good.
It's very interesting that you even have to worry about, you know, just because of your gender, that someone might prey on you or someone might try to take advantage of you. It's kind of a crazy dichotomy. Like, why would one have anything to do with the other? Like, you know, you shouldn't have to go to work and worry that somebody's going to put their hands on you at work. You know, your boss should never be talking to you about his sexual preferences or peccadillos or whatever. He's your boss, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's very interesting. You got a piece of advice you might give some young ladies that want to get involved in this industry and get their name out there?
To really do your research, really concentrate on what you want to do, what genre of modeling you want to do, and get photos taken for your portfolio. Go with photographers that you trust and really build it up, and then always be on time, always be respectful. Be respectful of other people's time, as in getting there early, so you're not wasting anybody's time, and then communicate what you want for the shoot, what your goals are, especially if it's a TFP, so you both get the best out of the shoot.
Wow. And so this is a real job. Those sound like some real. You just read off like a corporate list of pointers right there that I could post that on a billboard, or not a billboard, but on a planning board in our meeting cubicle. That's great.
Oh, thank you.
All right. So if we want to stalk you on social media, what do we do next?
You can follow me on Instagram at SpencerGal23. I do have a TikTok, but I rarely ever use it, so Instagram is where to find me, and you can contact me.
And Instagram's your favorite social media platform? You're not on Twitch, Twitter, LinkedIn, none of that? Just Instagram? Or
No, and then all my other links like Model Mayhem, I have a website, a Wix website. That's all in all my links, which is in my Instagram bio.
And there you have it. It's Sarah Rose today on the Ace Michael Show. Sarah, thank you for being my guest today.
Well, thank you for having me.
And listen, guys, watch out for the hackers. I'm not kidding. They're out there. They're doing everything they can. I don't really know what they're getting out of it because I ain't got no money. So I don't know what the guy was going to get out of my account except just the fun of reading my emails probably. But anyway, the hackers are out there. Be careful of them. And you know what I say at the end of every show, and I mean it to this day. Live the life you love. Love the life you live. Thank you. Great job, Sarah.
Oh, thank you.